Good morning, good morning. Top of the hour. I'm back at it in this lovely, somewhat cloudy day. The sun is starting to come out, so that's always a good thing. But welcome to my page, my channel. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. It's been a few days, been busy with work and other outside things going on, but I'm back, dropping another video of the current events that we are seeing. And of course, I want to get into two ladies that I want to speak about today. First, and I hate doing celebrity gossip, I really do, but it's more to the situation than just celebrity gossip. Of course, I don't give a damn who these celebrities sleep with, lay with, have sex with, whatever the case may be. You know, that's their personal business. You know, these celebrities are no different from us. They all go through the same thing. It's just that they have more access to money and resources. But as you can see, they all have baby mama drama, baby daddy drama. Most of them is getting locked up on RICO charges. I mean, it's a really sad affair when you come to think about it. And to be honest with you, I don't even know if I ever want to be a celebrity. Actually, I know I wouldn't want to be a celebrity because it's just too much. Everybody's in your business. The blogs is reporting on everything. You don't know who you could trust in your circle because people are snitching, and it's just crazy. But let's talk about Meg Thee Stallion and this whole Klay Thompson situation. This has been on my timeline damn near all week, and I'm so sick of it. But my thing about it is, and I've been reading a lot of the comments from a lot of birds and a lot of women who feel like this type of behavior is acceptable, and then you wondering why you can't find a man. See, the thing with Meg, and that I have been seeing and I have been saying and having conversations, is that unfortunately Meg is damaged goods. And what I mean by that is that whole Tory Lanez situation, it really messed her up. It really devalued her stock. A lot of men are looking at her like, you gonna set me up? You know, is you gonna throw me in jail? Am I gonna have to do a bid? And then not to mention Tory Lanez got stabbed up, damn near died in jail. So when you look at that, a lot of men, of course, are going to be cautious, you know, because that whole situation was janky. Not only was it janky, but Meg lied. You know, Meg was caught in a few lies, you know, when she did that TV interview and they asked if she had any sexual relations, and she was. Come to find out, it was the friend's boyfriend first, and then she stole him, and Meg apparently, allegedly has a history of doing that type of behavior. I don't know. These are all the reports that have been coming out, so I don't know if it to be true, but we're just speaking on what we know and the character that we see today. And unfortunately, Meg has devalued her stock a lot, you know, with this whole situation with the whole Tory being locked up. So men are looking at her sideways like that. Then on top of it, you got this whole city girls, F a nigga, I don't need a nigga, F him and send him back home, get a Birkin bag, get a purse, get your nails done, get flued out. You know, that happens to very few women. Newsflash. I don't know if, you know, other people or women recognize this. That doesn't happen to all. That doesn't happen to all women. You have a very select top few women that happens to. And then on top of that, you don't even know what they're doing to even get that type of treatment. As you can see, what we heard from the Diddy files, look at all the stuff that those women had to go through just to get money from Diddy. You know, you're degrading yourself. You're having all these sex parties and freak offs, and you don't know what these women have to go through just to get a bag, just to get a Chanel bag, you know, just to get a Birkin bag. You know what I'm trying to say? Some of these women are probably doing all types of degrading things. We already heard about the women who go to Dubai, which is true, and get peed and pooped on. I mean, you have to degrade yourself just to get materialistic things so you can show off on social media. I don't get that logic, you know. So when you have these female rappers putting out that type of rhetoric, from the Lottos to the Cardi B's to the Meg the Stallions to the Nicki Minaj, and then you look at their life, the math ain't mathing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they have access to resources to buy themselves purses and bags and fly on trips and do all this other stuff, but it ain't no man that's doing it. And if it is a man that's doing it, he's only there for a short time and not a long time. And that's the situation I feel with Klay. Unfortunately, I don't think that anyone deserves to get cheated on. I feel like if a relationship isn't working, you should just be honest with that person. So I don't really know exactly what went on behind the scenes. Of course, Meg put out the statement that, he cheated and whatever the case may be, or perhaps that could be implied that he cheated. I'm not sure. But Meg has to realize that, she has a reputation. First of all, we done seen Coochie more than we all intended or wanted to see. That's number one. You grinding all up on Cardi B, doing your performance at the award shows. You're kissing on girls. You're being belligerent and loud. Listen, no man wants to wife a woman like that. I'm sorry to break it to you. Yeah, there may be a simp or two in there that may fall for the bait, but it's not going to be the man that she wants. You feel what I'm saying? The men that she wants, they only want her for a short time, not a long time. Klay is a 4-time NBA champion, so he's known globally. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like he's just some Joe Schmo or he's just some regular athlete. Klay is the man. He came from a very reputable team in the NBA, the Golden State Warriors. Shout out to the Warriors. And he's very well known. And Klay understands that Meg ain't it. Because if she was it, she would be it. When you put out this message to females that you don't need a man and to only get materialistic things from a man, then how you think he's going to treat you? He's not about to treat you like Sister Mary Clarence. He's going to treat you like the hoe that you're portraying to be, and it is what it is. So a lot of females are kind of taking up for Meg, and that's your right, but come on, let's just be realistic. It's about accountability. You have to be accountable for your actions, and you have to sit back and think and look. And I get that Meg is doing all this for entertainment purposes, but every time you turn on the damn internet, you see her ass. Every time you turn on Instagram, TikTok, you seeing people like Ice Spice and the Lottos, and the first thing you see is they ass. No man wants to see that 24/7. Yes, it's good for entertainment purposes, and it's good, like I said, for a short time, but no man wants to wife a woman that's constantly doing that. He doesn't. So Meg is constantly going to run into this problem, and then not only that, but the number of men that she has been linked to, associated with, whether she's had relationships with them or not, people see that, and it doesn't send the right message. So, with that being said, unfortunately, Meg is going to have to change her whole persona. She's going to have to re-image herself. Hell, she's going to have to turn into a Black China. You see what Black China did? Black China went out there and revamped herself, and now she's Angela White, and that's the route she's going to have to go. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not saying that she will never find a man. She just not maybe find the man that she wants. So let this be a lesson to you younger generation females that, your actions speak louder than your words. And if a man sees you out there being constantly sexually promiscuous and, showing your body left and right, that's not wife material, So that's just something to think about. With that being said, let's get on the second person, Candace Coon Owens. Now, everybody knows who Candace Coon Owens is. She's a big supporter of MAGA, and her alleged boo, Charlie Kirk, she talks about him 24/7, which we don't give a damn and we don't care about. But in any event, she's been outed by Daddy Trump. The same one that she sat up there and advocated for and told her supporters, and I don't know who the heck is supporting Candace Owens, but her supporters, she told out there to go and support and go vote, and now Daddy Trump done put her on blast. I don't know if y'all saw the most recent post where Trump put her picture as depicted on the Times Magazine, kind of like how they did OJ back in the day, and basically called her out. You know, basically gave the signal, yeah, she's on the outs. She's not in the club no more. All the bed winching and the tap dancing and the sambo that you was doing, and look what it got you. You know, there's no retirement plan on being a coon. You know, you go out here and you tap dance for your white zaddy, and he tells you every time that once he no longer needs you, he will dispose of you. And that's just the way that it goes. And you have to realize that you're being used, but unfortunately they don't care about being used because they don't care about selling out. It's about what can I benefit and what can I get for me. And unfortunately, there's a lot of tap dancing sambo coons in our community who are currently doing that and who are doing that. Reminder, Candace Owens is not Black American, freedman, American descendant of slaves, FBA. She's not that. She's an immigrant tether who has used her blackness in the beginning to get awarded a civil suit that she did back in the day, got her money game up, and then she went over there to Turning Point USA, and now she's been a voice for MAGA. And now MAGA is showing her the door like they do all tap dancing sambo coons once they no longer need you. And I want black people to realize that. You know, these people, they're not your friends. They never were your friends. You know, and they love playing a cruel joke. They love making you seem like you matter, making it seem like they're your friends, and then they turn around and then they kick you out the club when you're no longer needed. What makes you think that they will trust you when you're turning against your own people? That sends a clear signal that you can't even be trusted, because you would turn on your own people for them. So why would they allow you in their club knowing that you're a traitor? Make it make sense. So Candace Owens, she has yet to respond that I know of. And then Laura Loomer called her a ghetto black bee. She has yet to respond to that. And I'm just saying, good for her. Because we tried to tell you and you don't want to listen. And this whole time you've been over there talking greasy about Black Americans and how we ain't this and how we ain't that, and you talked about George Floyd and said all kind of demeaning things about Trayvon Martin, and you really think that black people about to come to your defense? Nah, you on an island of your own. And see, and that's what these white supremacists like doing to you sambos and you coons. They like getting you isolated from the rest of your community, and when they know that you're isolated from the rest of your community, then that's when they go ahead and slam the hammer down. And now you're out there on the island by yourself because your community ain't rocking with you because of the disparaging things that you said, and the white folks ain't rocking with you. So you get what you get, and I don't feel sorry. Let this be a learned lesson that if you disrespect the black community, you will not get any support, none whatsoever. You're on your own, and there's no coming back. So that's all that was on my mind today. Been seeing those things constantly keep popping up, so I wanted to spit some game real quick. But y'all make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to my page. I'll be back for more content. Peace.